Hello everybody, this is Lars Fontinen from whentotrade.com. Today I want to give you a short update of another forecast that was made in March 2012, and I want to show you how the market top in April 2012 was already forecasted by cycles and was presented before the fact in February 2012. This belongs to dynamic cycles. I also would recommend to read the current issue of the TradersWorld Magazine with an article Trading Dynamic Cycles, which explains a little bit the method for dynamic cycles, and for sure the rest is in the book. So this forecast was based on the situation in January and February this year, where markets were in an up run, and on the daily chart we had overbought indicators and would just await the top. So this was a situation in January and February. If you're familiar with cycles, and if you expect top projections on the daily chart, for sure you have to switch to the next higher time frame, which is in this case here the weekly chart. And this is a long-term cycle projection which was made in February 2012. In detail, this dynamic dominant cycle was shown or was presented in the TradersWorld Online Expo number 10. It's an error here, it's number 10, on February 27th this year. So if you want to review a video on these swings here back into 2010, I would recommend that you review the presentation from the TradersWorld Online Expo, which is available on DVD. But however, I just want to reflect that this dynamic and dominant cycle here was detected automatically by the cycles tools, and it has a nice alignment with the major highs and low in the market. If you see, here is the top, here is a low, here then the next top projection, the next low, and the next up run with the top here, and the low here, top here, low here. So, and we are exactly now short in front of the next top projection here, which is here in the first half of May. So this is the theoretical top projection we see now, and this chart was posted on 3rd March of this year, or was done on 3rd March of this year. And this is exactly the chart which was shown in the TradersWorld presentation in February 27th. So this is nothing after the fact. This was shown right before the fact, and based on this analysis you now see that the weekly dominant cycle is in its topping area. So markets never top exactly at this theoretical point here. So if you review the real top on the daily chart, is just happening in this area here. So this means that we have now entered the period from the weekly cycle where tops on the next lower time frame, like daily time frame, are allowed. So and this is quite interesting here, because we had this up run here for the full beginning of the year, for the full last 3 months, and already in January and February we had flashing overbought indicators on the daily chart. But however, we knew that this up run will at least go over the midpoint here of this dominant upswing here. So, and now after it had passed this midpoint and is now ahead of the top projection area, we know that this would be the exacted window where we would expect the market to top. So so this is just the picture of the TradersWorld Online. If you want to review the dynamic behavior here, it's all recorded and it's available to review it. I just want to review this projection here. So just after the online presentation, I posted live in the forum on 3rd March the facts based on this analysis I presented for over 200 traders here. So what you see based on this chart was just posted on March the 4th in the cycles forum here. So, and I just mentioned, if you have followed the Traders Expo, you know that we have passed the midpoint of the longer term upswing dominant weekly cycle right now. So for dynamic cycles, a top on the daily chart is allowed between now and May, as the weekly cycle shows us. Stay tuned and closely time your short trade now. So this was the final comment. I just wanted to make it available for the cycles customers who were just highly waiting for the top since January. And now in March we knew from the weekly chart where to look out now for the top projection here. So just 2 days later, I just posted an additional confirmation based on the cycle swing indicator here, and here even the weekly showed us that we have big divergence now on the chart. So and now we have it. We are in the topping area of the weekly dominant cycle. On the weekly chart, we have a divergence setting up. So now we would switch to the next lower time frame, which is a daily time frame, and have to time our trades to go short the market here. So, and if you have this projection, you know what to look for on the market. On the other hand, this was seen already since the end of last year, so you would have been expected that the market would have been in a big upswing since the end of last year, and this is what I showed in the Traders Expo from the dynamic behavior. But now, after March 4th or 6th, now we would allow the market to top and in the top projection area. Okay, so let's have a review of the result of the forecasted market top. So a top is allowed between now and May. This was the analysis based on the weekly dominant cycle. Here we see the New York Stock Exchange Composite Index, and the yellow marked area is exactly the area which was projected between here the beginning of March and May, where we would expect the markets to top. So this was the forecast, and now you see the result. Markets topped exactly the New York Stock Exchange Composite on March 19th. So exactly in the window we projected here. The Euro Stock 50 index already topped at March 16th. Now let's review the next one. This is the Nasdaq index. Here we see the yellow window is the projected window between March and May for the expected top to come in. And here we see the Nasdaq topped exactly on March 27th. So just a week later after the New York Stock Exchange. So we have the top on the Euro Stoxx 50 on 16th March, we have the New York Stock Exchange on 19th March, and also the MSCI World Index topped on 19th March, and now we have the Nasdaq as the next one on 27th March. Okay, let's review the next one, the S&P 500 index. Here we see the up run in the S&P 500 for the year. Here we see exactly the yellow marked window for the expected top to come in. And for the S&P 500, the top was exactly happening on April the 2nd. So we can add it to our list after the Nasdaq on the 27th. Now we have the S&P 500 on the 2nd April. And now let's have a look on the next one. It's the Dow Jones Index. And here we see the same, the up run just from the beginning of the year, and here in the red area, the window to expect the top between March and May. And the Dow Jones exactly topped at the end of the window on May the 1st. So now we can add the Dow Jones Index after the S&P on 2nd April on 1st of May. So what you see here is quite interesting because a projection from one index will give you the area where to expect the top, and even all indexes top between the forecast was made on March 3rd, and just 1 week later the first major index topped, and then week for week the next index followed until the last one topped on May 1st. It's the Dow Jones Index where the projection window closed. So all major markets topped in the projected window, just one after the next. So you see here on the beginning of the window we have the New York Stock Exchange, then following by the Nasdaq on 27th, then following by the S&P 500 on 2nd April, and following at the end of the window the Dow Jones Index on the 1st of May. So all market tops happened between the forecasted period from beginning of March where the forecast was made. Just 10 days later, the first top came in, and after 1st of May, all major indexes have been made a top. So here you see the classic behavior if you use dynamic cycles analysis and add this to your trading toolbox. So this would help you a lot to time your trades on the daily chart. And I would recommend, if you're interested in this approach, you can read the TradersWorld Magazine article at nearly no cost. There are 10 pages where I explain this approach, which was shown just in the video. There's a lot of written about, so it's an easy starting point for you to get in. And if you want to read more, for sure, there's the book available, Decoding the Hidden Market Rhythm, where you can find more information. So thanks for your attention and see you. Bye.